Welcome back, geometry students. It's Mr. Lamb, and as you can see on the board, it is now 2017, and we're going to take a look at the Unit 6 coordinate geometry test. This test was out of 33 total points. It was taken as a triple grade and put into your quarter 3 grade book. Just so you know, if you're watching this video right now, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to retest this unit. I was not overly happy with the test scores here, so when we get back, we're going to go back to work on this stuff a little bit, make sure that we have this stuff down, and we're going to take another test that's going to replace this test score anyhow. But regardless of that, I do want you to be able to use this as a learning tool and to get yourself better at coordinate geometry. So here we go. Let's jump into the Unit 6 test. Questions 1 and 2, or I guess 1A and 1B. Each part was worth 3 points each. So part A is worth 3 points, and part B was worth 3 points, for a grand total of 6 there. And it says determine algebraically whether AB and CD are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. In order to do this, you needed to know that the slope is what we're looking for. We're looking at slopes, and the slopes are y2 minus y1 rise over x2 minus x1, which is the run. So that's going to be the kind of premise to both of these problems. So let's take a look at the slope of AB first. So I have to find AB, segment AB. So here's my x value for A and my y value for A, my x value for B, and my y value for B. So I want to subtract the y values. So I'll do, and I'm going left to right, 1 minus -2. And then subtract my x values, -3 minus 6. So 1 minus -2 is same as 1 plus 2, which is 3. And -3 minus 6 is -9, which reduces to -1/3. All right, and I'll switch colors. Now I'm going to do CD. Do the same thing for CD. So for C, here's my x and my y. For D, here's my x and my y. So I want to subtract my y's first. So from left to right, my y's are 7 minus 3. And my x's go on the bottom. So that's 2 minus -10. So 7 minus 3 is 4. 2 minus -10 is 2 plus 10, which is 12, and that reduces to 1/3. Now, determine algebraically whether they are parallel. Parallel means they have to have the exact same slope. So AB has a slope of -1/3, CD has the slope of +1/3. So they are not the same. It's not parallel. For perpendicular, they have to be opposite reciprocals. They are opposites. -1/3 and +1/3, but they are not reciprocals. Reciprocal would mean one of them would have to be 3/1. So these two are neither. Now, if you made a mistake finding the slope of AB, you lost a point. If you made a mistake finding the slope of CD, you lost a point. But your answer was based on your two slopes. So if you made a mistake, if you did not find AB or CD, but made the right decision based on those slopes, you still would have gotten 1 point. All right, let's do the same thing again for B. So I'm going to find AB first. So A and B. So here's my X and my Y. My X and my Y. Y's on top. So 2 minus 6, and then x is -3 minus -5. 2 minus 6 is -4. negative 3 minus negative 5. That's negative 3 plus 5, which is 2. So that reduces to negative 2 over 1. And now for CD. So x, y, y is on top. So 4 minus 10 and 1 minus negative 2. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6. 1 minus negative 2 is 1 plus 2, which is 3, which reduces to negative 2 over 1. So comparing my two slopes, negative 2 over 1 and negative 2 over 1, they're exactly the same. So these two are parallel. And scoring was the same on that one. I gave you a point for finding the slope of AB, a point for finding the slope of CD, and a point for the decision on whether it was parallel, perpendicular, or neither. All right, question number 2 says write the equation of the line that is parallel to y equals 2x plus 9 and contains the point negative 3, 8. This is worth 2 points. Give you a point for the slope and a point for the y-intercept. All right, it says that it is parallel to this line, means it has to have the same slope. So that means you have to have a slope of 2. So if your equation has a slope of 2, that's worth a point. Now, in order to find the y-intercept, I have to use y equals mx plus b. I know my y value. If you look over here, my point has an x and a y. So my y value is 8. The slope is 2. The x value is negative 3 plus b. Solve this for b. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. To get b by itself, add 6 to both sides. So b, 8 plus 6 is 14. So my equation, y equals m, which is 2x plus 14. I gave you a point if you found the slope of 2, and I gave you a point if you found a correct b value based on your slope. So if you have the wrong slope, then obviously your y-intercept would be wrong. But if you followed the process right, you still got 1 out of 2 there. And question number 3. This one is also worth 2 points. So that makes this page worth 10. It says the equation for line A is shown. Y equals negative 2 over 3x minus 4. Line A and B are perpendicular. So perpendicular means that my slope has to be the opposite reciprocal to negative 2 over 3. So the opposite reciprocal of negative 2 over 3, that's what I'm looking at right there. That's the slope of the given line. Perpendicular says opposite, so it's going to be positive. Reciprocal, instead of 2 over 3, it's 3 over 2. All right, now I have to find b, so I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. All right, here's my x value, here's my y value. So my y value is 1 equals my m, 3 over 2. The x value is negative 2 plus b. So 3 over 2 times negative 2. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 over 2 is negative 3 plus b. Get rid of the negative 3 by adding 3. And b is equal to 1 plus 3 is 4. Again, this is 2 points if you have the slope right. So y equals 3 over 2x plus the y-intercept is 4. Again, if you missed the slope portion, but you showed me that you followed the process right to get B, you still got one of the 2 points. So this first page was worth 10 total points.